So not much of my life has been traditional, and that is okay. I started working when I was 16 years old. At first, it was to help my family pay the bills, save a little bit for college, and I started working in library makerspaces. So fast forward through my junior year into my senior year, I'm applying to colleges, and one thing kind of was sticking in my mind. I really like my jobs, I like what I do, my colleagues. I worked at 2 different libraries. At one point, I was known as the guy who works at the library, and I really liked that title. And when it came to finalizing where I was going to go to college, I couldn't bring myself to leave my jobs. So I started at my local community college, where I was able to continue working at my libraries, start with my general education courses, and at that point, I said to myself, I think I'll just transfer, I'll continue working, I'll transfer to a 4-year university, and then I'll leave my jobs. And that did not happen. 2 years went by, I was ready to transfer to a full-time engineering program, and I met the same results. I did not want to leave my jobs. I had now been working at these libraries in these makerspaces for over 4 years. I was recruited to join the Reaching Across Illinois Libraries Makerspace Networking Group, and I was helping other libraries establish their makerspaces and their learning spaces, and I just couldn't bring myself, again, to leave my jobs. So that kind of started some of my own research. I was looking into a number of online programs in topics that I was interested in, whether it be engineering, maybe even physics. And then I came across the program at Northeastern Illinois University. It was called the University Without Walls Non-Traditional Degree Program. I contacted the program director. I submitted an application. I said, I'm interested in studying STEM, but my professional experiences involve library makerspaces, and library makerspaces include 3D printing or laser engraving. They could also have tools to do projects, editing software, and a lot of diverse types of technology. And I was accepted into the program. Northeastern presented me with a few different academic advisors who could help me navigate my way through the program. And I did. A long-term colleague of mine who ended up being one of my managers was my community advisor, which was really cool because I was not only working with someone who was a professional in a STEM field, but also a professional librarian. So it was almost the perfect medium between the interests that I had. So I was able to build my own program. And then when I was applying to graduate school, it felt very natural to apply to programs that were specific to library and information science. And for the programs that I applied to, every single admissions counselor who I was speaking with always had a question about the non-traditional degree programs. They said it's very rare to come across in applications. It's something that is interesting to them because it seems like a more accessible version of education for some people. And that led to some great conversations, and that's kind of my perspective on it as well. I think sometimes when the college application process, you think that you're going to go away to college, you're going to take out a number of loans so that you can afford it. And I think those stigmas exist just because that's the culture we have built around the college experience, at least in this country. And when it came to the experiences that I had, I didn't fit that norm. And a lot of my colleagues, when I was telling them about these programs, about starting at a community college and transferring, one of the number one things they asked me was, do you have student loans? And I said, not a lot, which was exciting for them and me, because I paid most of my way through college. And I just think that when it comes to having a type of education, if you can find a healthy medium between a career that you're interested in, and I just happen to fall into mine, and a academic field that you're interested in and trying to find a healthy median, I would really encourage anyone who's interested to try to look into non-traditional degree programs, whether it be at Northeastern Illinois University or another university. I also think it's led to a fairly non-traditional career for me as well. I continue to work in library makerspaces. I am now the co-chair of the Reaching Across Illinois Libraries Makerspace Networking Group. Try saying that 3 times fast. And it's really interesting because not only was my educational experience non-traditional, where I didn't go away to college, I don't have a ridiculous amount of loans, I was able to bridge the gap between a professional career and an academic interest. I've kind of done a similar, I've taken a similar approach in my career. So libraries, I think a stigma exists that they're solely places for reference and information, but with makerspaces and learning labs, it creates not only a destination of reference and information, but also a resource for accessible technology and instruction. So that's my story. I appreciate everyone and your time, and thank you for listening. And I do encourage you to try to navigate in a non-traditional fashion. Thank you.